afternoon, and on behalf of your cameraman Peter Whelan, it's your match commentator Derek Disley. Welcome you to Victory Park, Chorley, for this afternoon's Northern Ford Premiership match between Lancashire Lynx and Leigh Centurions. Once again, we find ourselves at the back of a stand with plenty of pillars and plenty of obstructions in the way this afternoon. The best vantage point we can get for you, so we apologise in advance if we don't get all the game in. We've got two cameramen in front of us. We've got spectators stood up on both sides. We hope they'll sit down during the part of the match. But nevertheless, we can only do what we can for you. We'll quickly give you the Leigh line-up for this afternoon's match. They line up at 1, Stuart Donlan, 2, Paul Wingfield, 3, Alan Cross, 4, Paul Anderson, 5, Alan Hadcroft, 6, Radney Bowker, 7, their skipper Kieran Purtill, 8, Tim Street, 9, Anthony Murray, 10, Dave Whittle, 11, Chris Causey, 12, Phil Kendrick, and 13, Andy Fairclough. On the bench for the Centurions, we have at 14, Mickey Hyam, 15, Simon Baldwin, 16, Heath Cruikshank, and 17, Adam Bristol. So coach Ian Millwood jumped this side about today to give some of the forwards a start. It's the first start for Chris Causey, first start for a while for Anthony Murray and Radney Bowker. The big talking point, of course, is this Ian Millwood's last game in charge of the Centurions, and will he join St Helens tomorrow? That's all speculation. Players will go out to prove this afternoon that they're the men that matter. They're currently top of the league, of course, averaging 30 points a match with the best attacking record and scoring record in the division. Their opponents this afternoon, Lancashire Lynx, are at the other end of the table, bottom of the pile, with an average of 40 points conceded per game. So Leigh will be looking for many points this afternoon. They will remember the end of last season. Points difference cost them 2 places in the league playoffs. Consequently, they only had one chance at it, whereas teams finishing first, second and third had 2 opportunities. So the home side take the field. We'll quickly go through their side. They line up at 1, Paul Roberts, 2, Mark Kay, 3, Adrian Mead, 4, Anton Garcia, 5, David Jones, 6, their skipper Neil Alexander, 7, Danny Butler, 8, Mike Prescott, 9, Chris Ramsdale, 10, Dave Smith, 11, Luke Vincent, 12, Kevin O'Loughlin, and 13, John Paul Doherty. On the bench for the Lynx, you have at 14, David Kaiser, 15, Danny Horton, 16, Neil Prescott, and 17, Steve Charnley. Our match official is Mr. Colin Morris.
The Lynx is our citizen winner, the Lancashire citizen, Paul Smith. He's from Aberdeen, he's 10 years old, and he attends Anderson Primary School.
So the whole mascot tosses the coin in the centre of the field, which is though Leigh may have won the toss.
Paul Smith, the winner of the Citizen newspaper Lynx competition.
A reminder, this is a Northern Ford Premiership tie. The signs will stay as they are. Leigh have elected to play from left to right as we look at them. It's Leigh in the away strip of black, home side in red and black. We hope the French officials don't get confused with this. The hordes of travelling supporters from Milton Park now make their way to the opposite end of the field, as they want to be at the end where Leigh are scoring the points, hopefully. So we wait our match official, Colin Morris, to get this Northern Ford Premiership match underway. It's Neil Alexander that gets play underway. It's taken safely from the kick-off by Donlan. He adds it on to Whittle, and he immediately runs into a 3-man tattle. Ramsdale and Doherty in on that. Murray gets his first touch. Street drives it up, gets over the quarter line. Dave Smith, the Lynx number 10, a former Leigh player, is in on that stop. Causey breaks out of a tattle there. Held up at the second attempt. Leigh 6 metres short of halfway. Agcroft goes on his own, runs into Mead and O'Loughlin. Murray now to Street. Looked a little high on Street. He takes it to halfway. We're on the last one. Not the best of passes for Purtill to take. Well, it's missed by Roberts. It hits the post in the end. And Kendrick is the first man to get to him. So Lynx have their first possession of the match inside their own 10 metre line. No way through for David Jones. Wingfield and Street the lead tattlers. Jones playing for the penalty, doesn't get it. Dave Smith now, a former Leigh player, stopped on his own quarter. Ramsdale moves it right. Doherty, tattled by Bowker. Butler now to Alexander. Good covering defence from Murray in centre field. On the last one. Back for the kick. He finds touch down in front of us. Leigh will have head and ball at the first scrum, about 7 metres inside their own half. So both sides managed to play out their full set of 6 the first attempt. Purtill feeds the scrum. Bowker takes them off. Bowker strides through the defence, and Leigh are in for try number 1. Rodney Bowker scores it after just 2 minutes play, and the Centurions lead by 4 points to 0. Well, that would be the start the Centurions would be looking for. The supporters will be hoping to see them pile on the points this afternoon, but that's not always the case in these types of matches. Rodney Bowker started the game at standoff for the first time for several weeks. Gets his 3rd try of the season. And Paul Wingfield will have his first attempt at goal. Leigh supporters still gathering to our right. The side already on the board. Not only the second time with the ball in their hands. And Bowker strode through majestically from 50 metres and never had a finger laid on him. Paul Wingfield adds the extras. 3 minutes gone at Victory Park. Scoreline of Lynx 0, Centurions 6. Lynx back on halfway with the restart. So Alexander with the restart. High in the air. Brilliantly taken by Donlan. Made that one his own ahead of Murray. Takes the tattle on the quarter line. Murray now tries to launch Anderson. Centre field. Again, we apologise for the 2 cameramen ahead of us. Whittle takes it up now. Whittle makes yardage up to halfway. Looking good once more. Calls it. Hands it on now to Purtill. Purtill gets it away in the tattle to Murray. Fairclough onto Kendrick. He pushes one off and another. It's intercepted by Jones. But it's try time, Paul Wingfield. Must be a try for the Centurions. David Jones got a hand in. Holding it over the line. Less than 5 minutes on the clock, and the Centurions get their 2nd try of the afternoon. They now lead the Lynx by 10 points to 0. Paul Wingfield's 4th try of the season. Kendrick, the man making the breakthrough this time. Couldn't find Wingfield with the pass, but the fortuitous bounce off Jones's hand worked in the end. And Wingfield will attempt his 2nd conversion of the match. Wingfield just a couple of metres in from this near touch line. But it's between the H. Fine conversion from Paul Wingfield. The Centurions quickly in command of this game. Alexander with the restart, all well offside again, but nobody bothers these days. Donlan hands it on to Whittle. Whittle stopped just short of the quarter line. Leigh back in possession. Murray spreads it left onto Street. He pushes two off and he makes the break now. All going Leigh's way at the moment. Good defence in the end from Butler. Bertel now hands it on to Whittle. Whittle makes the break. Hands it on, course is still going. Leigh just battering their way down centre field at the moment. Bertel finds, well, it's all the way across to Anderson. Anderson offers the dummy, it's taken by the fullback, and Leigh are in for try number 3, and we've only been playing for just over 7 minutes. Well, the Lynx conceded 50 points last week at Oldham. The Centurions have come with the right head on this afternoon. Victory this afternoon would see Leigh through to the final of the Transpennine Cup final in 3 weeks. Wingfield this time will attempt the conversion from bang in front once more, as Street is spoken to by match official Colin Morris, along with his skipper Kieran Bertel. That was an incident back on halfway where Street thought he'd taken a high one. But it's a rampant Centurions in this opening 10 minutes. Another conversion for Wingfield. Just over 8 minutes of the match gone, and the Centurions now lead by 18 points to 0. Leigh have had 4 sets of 6 and they've scored on the last 3, so it's a long time since the Lynx had the ball in their hands. This time they may get it. It's picked up by fullback Roberts, but it's lost, and Wingfield comes up for it, with it for the Centurions. A bad pass, picked up by Corsick. Leigh just want to take the tackle, play with the ball, settle things down. Murray now on to Whittle. Good defence by the two props, Prescott and Smith on that occasion. Murray on to Street, fine ball, Donlan on to Cross. Cross takes on the fullback, but he can't get past him. Good defence from Paul Roberts, but Leigh moving with plenty of purpose. They get the first penalty of the game, interference. Paul Roberts slowing the game down. Give his teammates time to get back into position. Leigh surely won't go for goal. They go for position. Fine touch just inside the home quarter, and Cross will take the tap. Bertel's long ball to Bowker. Donlan skips through onto Anderson. Inside this time. Fairclough is the try scorer this time. Oh, and this is going to be a rout. 10 minutes. 10 minutes on the watch, and Leigh have already scored 22 points. Andy Fairclough gets try number 4. And Leigh are certainly running hot this afternoon. So Wingfield gets a bit more goal kicking practice. Supporters to our right are here in very big numbers this afternoon. Made the short trip down the A6. They want to cheer every movement. As Wingfield looks for goal number 4. 3 from 3 so far. And that makes it 4 from 4. And this is a staggering start by any standards by the Centurions. Just 11 minutes on the watch, and they lead by 24 points to 0. Now what the Lynx want at the moment is the ball in their hands. They had it for a split second from the last kick-off, but they need to be playing with it. Alexander using up some of the clock so early in the piece. Kendrick will bring that straight back. Takes the tackle from Vincent and Garcia. Anderson hands it on now to Whittle. Whittle takes the tackle. I can't see the tackles there for one of the cameramen in front of us. Birtle gets away from 2 attempted tackles. Stopped 10 metres short of halfway. We're now on to Street. Street this time wrapped up by Doherty and Prescott. Murray down the short side. Anderson steps inside, tackled by Garcia. On the last tackle, Birtle goes to the air. Want to test Kate, but he's up to it. Takes it well under great pressure from the chasing Leigh players. So at last the Lynx have the ball in their hand. Mead tries to take the Leigh defence on the outside. He stopped 30 metres from his own line. Well, they're passing the ball, but they're going across the field at the moment. The Leigh defence up very quickly to stop them. So here comes Wingman Jones. Stopped 5 metres short of halfway. Well, the ball's juggled with by Garcia before he's stopped just inside the Leigh half of the field. Prescott behind the play of the ball. Doherty puts the kick in. It won't be a 40-20, and he will find touch in the end. Leigh will settle for the scrum 10 metres out. We'll have the second scrum of the game, and we all know what happened from the first. Both are raised 50 yards for the opening try. Legs seem to have stopped the flow for a moment. Birtle to feed the scrum, 10 metres from his own line. Hands it on to Anderson. Anderson tries to break the line. In the end the ball comes out and Lynx come up with the possession. So it's now Alexander behind the play of the ball. Looks to take on the Leigh defence. There's no one with him. Whittle gets the better of him. The ball comes left now to Butler. He finds second row of Vincent. And stopped 10 metres out. Surge this time by Prescott. The defence stopped them a metre out. This is a good attack from the Lynx. No way through for Hooker Ramsdale. Leigh put an arm through the legs and are penalised for it. Good decision by the match official. You can't put your hand between a player's legs and lift him off the ground, which Leigh did. The Lynx are going to run it. Ramsdale will take the tap. Dave Smith will lead the charge. It's his former teammates. Ramsdale spreads it out to Butler. On to Doherty. Leigh are up so quickly, but they haven't stopped the ball in the tackle. Jones gets it. Referee shouted held. The ball was passed. He's given Leigh head and ball at the scrum. Well, I think his progress was probably stopped, but he certainly wasn't down. Leigh are having problems with Kieran Pirtle at the moment, receiving treatment in back play for a shoulder injury. To lose their influential skipper. He wants to continue as well. Purtle will feed the scrum for the third time in the match. Again, it's at the wrong end of the field for the Centurions. Cross can't escape the clutching on the fur up amongst the front row. Adcock's got to take it on. And across the field. Tackled in the end by Ramsdale and Garcia. Murray now onto Kenrick. Kenrick makes it to within 12 metres of halfway. Murray to Street. Swinging arm there from Vincent. Spotted by the officials. Murray now onto Purtle to Bowker. Long ball. Dropped by Cross. Forward pass as well. Touch judge on this near side has gone all the way across to speak to referee Colin Morris. We called out the two rookers, Anthony Murray and Chris Ramsdale. That fracas after the last scrum had formed. Quick word. Possession for the first time at a scrum goes the Lynx way. Donlan and Anderson make the stop. So David Jones now takes them on. Although he's got pace, but he's held up by a three-man tackle on halfway. Mead hands it on. It's dropped though by Vincent. Picked up by Donlan. He keeps it moving to Cross. Cross looks to take them on. It's tackled 30 metres out. They want to run at this Lynx side at every opportunity. Murray goes without it, picked up by O'Loughlin. Leigh played so well in the opening 12 minutes. Lynx are coming back into it, although they trailed by 24 points to 0. Mead takes that drive, stopped 10 metres short of halfway. Dave Smith now pushes Purtle out of the way. Purtle doesn't look too clever with that shoulder at the moment. So Butler to Alexander. Great tackle in centre field by Dave Whittle. And Butler now, the inside ball, finds Garcia. The ball's dropped again. Donlan will bring it back once more. He's got the pace to go outside. Inside ball finds Wingfield. Wingfield's tackled on halfway. Good defence from Prescott. Fairclough now takes them on, gets away from two, breaks clear again, goes through, almost through the full-back. Good defence in the end from Roberts. Leigh 15 metres out with Murray. Onto Kendrick. Good defence though from David Jones, holds Leigh up on that occasion. Murray now. Long ball. Purtle takes it, hands it on to Bowker. Onto Causey, inside ball to Donlan. Good defence from the home side. Leigh just a metre out. Bowker now to Murray. And to Purtle. And that'll be 6 more for Leigh, I think. Murray picks up the pieces. Anderson goes without it. David Jones picks it up. Leigh have suddenly got the jitters. It looks as though they've got the lead points in their hands. They just need to calm things down. Now Anderson holds his shoulder as Whittle makes a good crunching tackle, assisted by Fairclough. And Purtle looks as though he's going to be brought off. It's a sensible decision with this condition. And down comes Mickey Iam. So Lynx at last have a line out. Fairclough makes the stop on his opposite number Doherty, just short of halfway. Now Butler trying to work something out in centre field, but the Leigh defence stands its ground well. And Doherty offers the kick, then the dummy, then throws it away. Leigh pick it up. Donlan, can he catch them on the counter? Good defence from Alexander in the end. Well, it was out between the legs by Ramsdale, and this will go on report. That almost turned into a nasty spear tattle. Two captains are being called out. Not sure. Andy Fairclough with the deputy skipper in the absence of Purtill. This will go on report and it will be a second penalty of the match for the Centurions. Well, we've gone over the 21-minute mark and Liam scored for 11 minutes. The Lynx have come back into this one. No points to show for their efforts. Donlan now will take over the kicking. Line's touch 30 metres out. Cross hands it on to Murray. Short ball to Whittle. Whittle up to the home quarter. Paul Vincent gets the better of him. I am now to Murray. On to Bowker. And Leigh penalised for crossing. We'll be amused by that decision. Lynx get their second penalty of the game. So 22 minutes on the watch. Centurions lead by 24 points to 0. So the Ramsdale with the tap, 5 metres short of halfway. First man in is Doherty. Kendrick stands his ground well. Fairclough comes to his assistance. Use of the elbow by Doherty, right under the referee's nose, nothing said. Oh, a blatant forward pass. Where was Mr. Morris then? The touch judge came to his assistance on the far side. And the chance is lost once more for the Lynx. So Anthony Murray now got into the scrum half role. Mickey Iam has gone into the hooking position. Bertle's been taken off obviously as a precaution. Fairclough hand it on to Murray. On to Winfield. Winfield steps inside. Great covering defence from Vincent. Fairclough behind the play of the ball. Hand it on to Iam. Great surge from second rower Kendrick. He stopped 5 metres out. Iam takes them on. Iam is in. Try number 5 for the Centurions. Comes after 23 minutes. And it puts them ahead by 28 points to 0. Well, after a lean spell of 13 minutes without points. Fine surging run there from Kendrick set up the position. Iam caught them out from the acting half-back position. And Wingfield gets a bit more goal kicking practice. Four from 4 so far in the match. Now 5 from 5. Great goal kicking display from Paul Wingfield in this. The opening 24.5 minutes. Leigh now lead by 30 points to 0. Referee stops the clock. The Lynx player wants some sand on the field. So it just looks at the moment a question of how many Leigh are going to score. As I said, pre-match summary, Lynx have averaged 40 points a match for conceded. Well, they get the ball back this time. Garcia picks up the pieces. Moves the ball out to his core centre Mead. Bowker gets the better of him. Driven in by Vincent this time, into the league quarter. Well, the position's there for the lynx if they can conjure anything up. Butler now to Alexander. Kendrick missed him. Certainly caught he didn't. Butler now hands it on to Jones. He runs straight at the centre of the lead defence. No way past Whittle. Move it left. Short ball finds Prescott. The ball's out in the game. Leigh will get head and ball at the scrum. The free had shouted held. Leigh will have the 5th feed of the game. Murray feeds the scrum. Comes up with the possession. Hands it on to Donlan. Donlan's short ball, but Cross can't crash his way through. Good defence this time by fullback Roberts. Boker goes left. It looks a bit high on the shoulder, says the match official. Donlan just gets on with it. Hands it on to Adcroft. Adcroft almost caught the defenders out. Good defence by Butler this time. Boker now. Causey bounces off one. Gets the ball out in the end to Kendrick. Kendrick looks to take them on up centre field. The tackler is Prescott. I am now to... well, Anderson drops it. I am to Murray. Just judges on the near side again. Don't see anything untoward in that tackle. It's a long discussion. And it's a Lynx player that's being called out. Not sure what for. Neil Alexander is the man being spoken to. Penalty time Centurions. Use of the knee, says the match official. And Donlan will drive the home side back. And he finds touch on the home quarter. So 11 and a half minutes of this first half remaining. Murray finds Boker. Causey gets it out to Adcroft, and the try is disallowed. Adcroft couldn't get it down in time, and the chance is lost. So a fine sweeping movement by the Centurions, deserve better. Full credit to the Lynx defence for getting there at the last gasp effort. And we haven't got a ball. Now we get one, and Chris Ramtail will take the tap. It took so long, Leigh were a mile offside. A fine break though by Doherty. David Jones, he's still going. He's made a full 50 metres there. Set his side up in a good attacking position. Now Butler looks for a runner, finds Alexander. Defence again, low down by Whittle. So Butler hands it on to Roberts. And he's held up just inside the league quarter. Leigh don't want to concede any points if they can help it this afternoon. Butler lost his way there, handed it on to Vincent in the end. On to prop forward Prescott. Causey and Boker, the Leigh tacklers. Ramsdale now on to Butler, to Alexander, on ball. A fine break, and it's a try in the corner, I think, for Roberts. Unlocked, wide out. Well, I'm not going to try and compete with the speaker system. Well, I still not intend competing with this tannoy system in this main stand here at Victory Park. We can hear it at Hilton Park, I think. Paul Roberts, in case you didn't hear him, was the try scorer, and it'll be Paul Roberts to attempt a conversion from this near touchline. Fine break by the Lynx down this near side. Certainly not throwing the towel in, full credit to them. He won't be too happy at conceding those points. And the kick is successful, a great conversion. Two good goal kickers on display in this afternoon. We'll not say too much about the music. He's trying to be enthusiastic for the home side, but it's not going down too well with everybody in the main stand. Anderson with the restart now. Safely taken by the scorer Roberts. He hands it on to Vincent. 8 minutes remain to half time. No way through for Doherty. And these defenders just push him back. Great play from the front row of Street, Murray and Whittle. So Ramsdale hands it on to Dave Smith. He makes 5 or 6 metres before Murray gets the better of him. Well, Butler caught them out because he couldn't find anybody to pass to. And Ramsdale goes right to Prescott. He's tackled 10 metres short of halfway. Ramsdale goes back for the kick to Alexander. Donlan picks it up on his own quarter line. Hands it on to Hadcroft. Hadcroft's held up there in centre field. Donlan now to Anderson. Anderson stopped 10 metres short of halfway. Fairclough stopped on halfway. Now with Murray. Whittle's downed by Vincent. Iron hands it on to it's now with Bowker. Bowker steps inside two. Street takes them on. Street scored again. No, he's handed it on to Alan Cross. And Cross goes over in the corner. Leigh's leading try scorer, gets 9th of the season. It's the 6th of the afternoon, and Leigh now lead by 34 points to 6. Still 6 minutes to the break. Paul Wingfield with another difficult attempt from the far touchline. So Wingfield is 5 from 5 so far. This is really on his better side for a right-footed kicker. So Wingfield, his first kick from that side of the field. And he's short on this occasion. Lynx looking to make 2 substitutions. Danny Horton and Neil Prescott about to come on. No numbers held up to see who's gone off. Kevin O'Loughlin and Mike Prescott appear to be the players gone off. Alexander once more with the restart. 4.5 minutes remain in the first half.
number 12.
Donlan takes that from the kick-off. Jones
number 16, Neil Prescott.
Wingfield dodging and weaving, held up in the end by Jones. I am now hands it on to Whittle. Whittle stopped a couple of metres short of halfway. I am on to Murray. Street pushes one off and another, still going. Takes 3 to stop him in the end. Leigh 25 metres out once more. I am now to Murray, to Boker. Boker tries to dummy his way through, stopped in the end by Neil Prescott's tattle. But he's injured in doing so. I think he landed on the ball and Rodney Boker looks in a spot of trouble there. There could be an ankle injury. We had 4 forwards on the bench for this match. Mickey I am already on the field. Presumably Adam Bristow's warming up. Presumably Kendrick will go into the 3/4 or half backs. Leigh will probably take him off as a precaution anyway. Boker certainly looks in some distress at the moment. Well, thankfully he's on his feet. And he's going to play the ball. Probably try to run off the injury. Good round of applause from both sets of supporters. Boker plays it to Hyam. Rubber kick comes in. Well, it's knock on in the end, says match official Colin Morris. Fairclough was the man putting the grubber kick in. They will have had a ball 10 metres out. Boker's in the line, so he looks fit enough. Well, referee Morris ruined that movement on the blind side. Hyam on to Murray. Gone on to Boker. Takes the tattle. Gets up, plays the ball to Hyam. On to Murray. Street still going, inside. Horsey tries to push them off. Whittle drives it in. Gets it away to Hyam. Hyam still going. Good defence in the end from Neil Prescott. Whittle to Murray. Kendrick tries to blast his way through a 2-man tattle. It's the last one. Fairclough now, Murray. Well, that's going to be far too strong. Bromwich lets it drift over the dead ball line and Leigh missed the opportunity of more points so close to the break. We're inside the last minute of normal time. It's still a scoreline of Lynx 6, Centurions 34. He finally blows his whistle. Prescott drives it in, pushes Murray out of the way, but not Street. Ramsdale now goes right. A good tackle by Murray this time on Doherty. Buckler, that looked like crossing. Smith gets the ball away in the tattle. Stopped 8 metres short of halfway. Ramsdale now to Alexandra. I am stuck to him. Kendrick finished the tattle off. It must be forward. Referee's going to allow Leigh the advantage. Donlan picks up the pieces. Cross tries to crash through on halfway. In the hands of the timekeepers now at the end of this first half. Boker looks as though he's fully recovered. Handcroft now to cause it. Swinging out from Dave Smith there, nothing said. I am now to Murray. Another intricate move, takes Anderson onto the inside. Leigh up to the home quarter. I am to Murray. All the way across to Donlan. It's dropped in the end. Inside ball from Donlan to Wingfield, didn't come off. Dave Smith picks up the pieces and Dave Jones goes from acting half back. Stopped inside his own quarter. Garcia goes from acting half back. Great tackle coming in from Hyam. Ramsdale now. It's with Vincent. All the way across to Kay. He's going nowhere. One-on-one. Adcock nails him. Alexander forced to take the tackle in the end. Leigh's defenders up there quickly. Got amongst them. Go for a 40-20 kick. It's one clearly upfield. Wingfield picks it up. Puts it on to Donlan. It's a high one from Smith. Nothing said by the match official again. Boker gets away from one. Gets a good ball inside to Hyam. Hyam takes the tackle. Fairclough now to Whittle. Whittle drives it in. Alexander thumps his way into the tackle. Kendrick couldn't release the pass. Great man and ball tackle from Jones. Can Leigh get anything more before the break? Hyam hands it on now to Murray. Donlan's clearly tackled after the kick had been put in. So Leigh will get another opportunity. Street taps it, hands it on to Whittle. Whittle tries to batter his way through. Out to Street in the tackle. To calls it. As the hooter goes, Leigh have been denied at the death. It's half-time here at Victory Park in this Northern Ford Premiership match, and it's a half-time scoreline of Lancashire Lynx 6, Leigh Centurions 34. Please rejoin us after the break. On behalf of your cameraman Peter Wheeler and your match commentator Derek Disley, welcome you back to Victory Park in Chorley for this Northern Ford Premiership second half. A reminder of the half-time scoreline: Lancashire Lynx 6, Leigh Centurions 34. So Leigh kick off. Vincent takes the first surge for the home side. And it's Lynx in possession from the kick-off. Well, Boker's back out for the second half. Millwood just takes his seat to the left of us. Won't need much words of wisdom during this half-time break. It's the Lynx now, spreading it out. Doherty moves it wide to the substitute Horton. And Leigh forced them out of play on the far side, and Leigh will have had a ball at the first scrum in the second half. Well, scrummed in the first half were 6-1 in Leigh's favour. Penalties 4-2. But it matters on the scoreboard, of course. Leigh with those 24 points in the opening 10 minutes. Finally led 34-6 at the break. So it's Murray to feed the scrum. Donlan's inside ball to cross. Good defence there from Garcia. Wrapped up this time by Alexander. Again, our apologies for the obstructions in the way. Draws it, comes on the short ball from Whittle. Held up by Alexander, 25 metres out. Hyam behind the play of the ball. Misses out Whittle, on to Murray. On ball finds Boker. Anderson goes without it again, not for the first time in the match. Jones looking for space. Kendrick finally gets the better of him, but the Lynx are back in possession. Street and Whittle leading from the front. Ramsdale goes to the left to the substitute Prescott. Well, he never played that, but he gets away with it. Vincent drives it up. Stopped by Boker and Causey just short of halfway. Butler reverses the direction onto Alexander. To Doherty. Long ball finds Garcia. Inside ball finds Jones. Goes very quiet with the home side of the ball. Kick comes in from Doherty. That's right up. Well, it's gone backwards. Anderson picks up the pieces for the Centurions. Donlan missed that one. So Iam takes them on now. Horton is the tackler for the Lynx. Whittle now just takes the tackle from Ramsdale. Leigh certainly gone off the boil. And Street set them up again. That's another good tackle from Ramsdale. Iam to Murray. Kendrick trapped up by a three-man tackle. Leigh on the last one. Murray now to Anderson. He tries to judge the kick. And it's scrambled dead, and Lynx will be forced to drop out from under their own posts. So Leigh not got the start they got in the first half. Trying the opening 2 minutes, 4 altogether in the opening 10. Now Alexander with the dropout, but Leigh will be able to keep the pressure back on. And the best of kicks, Murray takes it 25 metres out, hands it on to Causey. Causey takes it up to the home quarter. Adcock will have a run now. Good defence from Vincent. Stood his ground well there. Leigh 10 metres out. Causey behind the play of the ball. Hands it on to Murray. Boker finds Donlan. Donlan goes through a huge gap. Leigh back in the mould. Take them just over 4 minutes into the second half. Stuart Donlan gets try number 7. And the Centurions lead by 38 points to 6. Well, 7 different try scorers so far for the Centurions. Paul Wingfield, 5 from 6 attempts in the first half. First kick of the second period. Gets goal number 6, takes the Centurions up to the 40-point mark. We've been playing for 5 minutes in the second half in this Northern Ford Premiership match. And a scoreline of Lynx 6, Leigh 40. Alan Adcroft has received treatment during that conversion. He has rejoined the fray. Like an eye injury. Alexander once more with a restart for the home side. Also distance this time. Street takes it safely. Makes 15 metres, another high one as well. Leigh are going to bring Adcroft off as another precaution, I think. Adam Bristow is coming on to replace him. Causey tries to hustle his way through. Takes it over halfway. Iam gets it away to Murray. Murray takes them on. Gets through 2 tackles. chased and dumped in the end by Meade's Tattle. Fairclough now finds Donlan. Donlan launches a high one. It bounces back onto Bowker. Bowker steps inside too and reaches over for his second try of the match. Leigh's 8th in total. And we've been playing for just 7 minutes in the second half. Bowker's second, Leigh's 8th in total. 44-6 the scoreline. Wingfield addresses the kick once more. Good hands shown on display there from Bradley Bowker. The cut inside to elude two would-be tattlers and stretch over. Wingfield addresses the kick. Goal number 7 for the wingman. And the scoreline now at Victory Park. Lynx 6, Centurions 46. Taking his time, the referee finally acknowledges that and stops the clock. Again, he takes a long run up. Donlan takes that one and takes the tackle on his own quarter. Neil Prescott man finishing the tackle off. All the way through for Anderson. Chased and stopped by Doherty. Quick hands again by the Centurions. Leigh keep Whittle in play. Bowker gets a poke in the eye. Street drives it up again. Looking to release the ball, nobody close enough. Leigh up to halfway once more with Hyam. Onto Murray. Well, the short ball from Bristow. No way through though for Kendrick. Murray now puts in the rubber kick. Jones takes it comfortably. And Hyam gets the better of him. And it's down to 12 men at the moment. One of them off having lost his contact lens. And it's fullback Roberts running at the Leigh defence. Hyam again gets the better of him. Kendrick finishes the tattle off. Here comes Garcia now. Bowker stands his ground one-on-one. Good defence by the Leigh number 6. Run around. In the end, Butler had nowhere to go. Movement was so slow and Leigh was so quick. Comes in the end from Doherty. Wingfield will bring it straight back though. Gets over halfway before he's tattled. And Leigh back in possession, 5 metres in enemy territory. So Whittle now drives it up. All the Leigh supporters now gathered to our left. All changed ends at half time. Here goes Hyam from acting half back. It's inside the home quarter. Bristol behind the play, the ball goes down the short side. And Anderson has dropped it yet again. Paul Anderson not having the best of afternoons on the handle in front. So Lynx try to clear their lines with Danny Orton. He's up to the quarter before Leigh get the better of him. Ramsdale now. Get on to Butler. He just runs into Kendrick's tattle. Ramsdale now on to Smith. A great surge from Dave Smith. A great tattle though from fullback Donlan. But Lynx encouraged by that. Doherty with the kick ahead. And Donlan's had to make the recovery again and gets out to 2 tackles before they get the better of him. Great scrambling covering defence from Stuart Donlan. So Wingfield now takes them on. Stopped short of the quarter. One ball finds Boker. Boker gets it back. That was forward, spotted by the touch judge. Boker apologises for that one. Lynx will have had a ball at the scrum. Summer Street comes off. Simon Baldwin comes on. Heath Cruikshank comes on as well to replace Chris Corsett. Usual routine. Cruikshank goes into the front row.
Releasing number 8, number 11, number 15, Simon Baldwin, number 16, Heath Cruikshank.
Almost a break there from the Lynx. Good defence from Bristol. No way through for Garcia. Nobody went to his aid either. All the Leigh substitutes are now on the field. Surges from Neil Prescott. Forced back in the end by the Leigh numbers. Ramsdale now to Butler, to Alexander. Doherty hands it on. Ball's inside. But still going. Butler's looking for somebody to pass to. He's going backwards though. Lee's defence harassed him. Cruikshank getting in on the action. Jones goes from acting half back. Drops the ball. Bristow drops on it. And Ramsdale drops on Bristow. No way through for Kendrick. Ramsdale makes the tattle on halfway. I am inside now. Cruikshank makes 5 or 6 metres. I am now to Murray. On to Boker. Baldwin comes into the line. Still going. Takes 4 men to stop him. Fairclough's behind the play of the ball. On to Boker. Now to Murray. Back to Murray. Back to Anderson. Jones gets the better of him. Well, eventually. Takes 3 of them in the end. Referee shouted held though. Murray takes it up onto Whittle. Oh, fine break. The inside ball is to Mickey Iam. Try number 9 for the Centurions. Iam second of the game. Takes Leigh up to the 50-point mark. They lead by 50 points to 6. And we've only been playing 15 minutes in the second half. So Wingfield from Bang in front once more.
Yeah, let's just try that.
Heat from 9 now for Wingfield. And a scoreline here at Victory Park after 56 minutes of the match. It's Lynx 6, Leigh 52. So Lynx making further changes, try and stem the tide. Referee again stops the clock. Alexander taking so long over the restart. Lynx looking to bring Kevin O'Loughlin back. Cruikshank safely takes that one. And that looked high, but nothing said by the match official. They'll leave back in possession inside their own quarter. It's with Whittle. Whittle takes on Vincent and Ramsdale. Stopping eventually. Hyam. Good tackle coming in from Doherty. Murray now. On to Baldwin. Baldwin still going. Two men hanging on to him. Here 10 metres inside enemy territory. Hyam finds Whittle again. That's a good tackle coming in from Ramsdale. We're on the last one. Hyam to Donlan. Donlan will go to the air again to test them. The referee's called the first turnover of the... Oh, in fact, he's given a penalty for offside. Well, that seems a strange decision. Donlan made the kick and he was the first man there. Mr. Morris is the man in charge. The kick finds touch on the far side. And Leigh are looking to bring off Phil Kendrick now. Kendrick limping. Causey will come back to replace him. One more substitution remaining. A round of applause for Phil Kendrick. And again, a precautionary measure. Great defence coming in there. Makes the stop again on Neil Prescott. To Smith, he's made the only break that the Lynx have conjured up so far in this half. Now with Prescott. Good defence coming in from Fairclough. Mead goes from acting half-back, just gets over halfway before the Leigh defence stops him. Alexander now. Crossing, good run from O'Loughlin, who's just come back. Anderson picks up the pieces for the Centurions and they're back in possession. Bristol now hands it on to Donlan. Donlan stopped by Vincent. Off the foot, says the referee. That was a clear knock on by Hyam. It's thrown to the ground in the end by Horton. Leigh looking to get away with that one. The rider lock though in this game. Here comes Murray onto Bowker, made the half break. Let's go with Cross. He hands it on to Donlan. Long ball finds Bristol. Oh, it's dropped though by Causey. Not the best of passes by Bristol. It took Causey by surprise. Pushing and shoving between Adrian Mead and Radney Bowker in back play. This time it's Causey on the tackle. Bristow finishes him off. Ramsdale goes to the left. Inside ball. Again Leigh doing well. It's juggled with and Garcia still going. Finished off in the end by Bristow. Jones once more. Bowker stands his ground well, but he gets the ball out in the tackle to Vincent. Alexander. He's looking for somebody to pass to. Can't find anyone. Driven in now by O'Loughlin. Out to Mead. Oh, that's a good tackle coming in from Bristol. Lined his man up. On the last one. Alexander with the kick ahead. Hacked dead by Donlan. Good pressure from Lynx. Leigh will be forced to drop out from under their own posts. So 19 minutes remain here in Chorley. 52 points to 6, the Centurions lead. So Simon Baldwin with the restart. Safely taken by the Lynx. Substitute Horton, drives it back. No way though past Anderson. Now it's Neil Prescott driving it in. 1-on-1, Cruikshank gets the better of him. Alexander now hands it on to O'Loughlin. Inside ball finds Doherty. He pushes off Whittle. Not many do that. A half break from Neil Prescott quickly closed on the far side. Now Doherty. On to Alexander. To O'Loughlin. Well, that looked forward to Vincent. Ball's thrown away. And it's dropped by substitute David Kaiser. So Leigh will have heading ball at the scrum. From the second time in this half.
Today's match attendance. The victory mark, ball sponsor Royal Bank of Scotland, is 1,232.
Over 1,000 people here, most of them from the league. Donlands had the ball, nicked at that tackle. Oh, but a wayward pass from Garcia. No chance for the substitute Kaiser. And Leigh will have head and ball at the scrum again. And this game has been a lacklustre affair since the opening 10 minutes. Murray will feed the scrum again. Down the short side. No way through though for cross. Good defence from Kaiser. Murray on to Whittle. Whittle to Hyam. Hyam scores, breaks up centre field. Well, he had someone with him. He's going out in the end to Bristow. Bowker takes them on again. But Bristow's knocked on. Well, Hyam had a man by his side, but elected to try and take on the fullback. Leigh supporters looking for their team to score at every occasion now. Average crowd here at Victory Park, something like 300. So it shows how many people have come from Leigh. We're over the 1,200 mark. Here comes Jones again. Cruikshank stops him dead in his tracks though. Bristow comes in to assist. Jones is tackled one-on-one by Baldwin. Now it's Prescott. No way though past Fairclough and Bowker. Now it's Alexander onto O'Loughlin. He's lost the plot though. Substitutes Cruikshank and Bristow get the better of him. Well, Leigh have knocked on in the end. This is absolute shambles. I don't know what the referee's going to give here. This should be interesting. I think it should be head and ball to Charlie, which he's given. I think he's got it right in the end. Charlie, do beg your pardon. Lancashire Lynx these days, of course. We're playing at Charlie. So the Lynx will feed the scrum. Doherty hands it on to Jones. Anderson makes the stop for the Centurions on halfway. Garcia drives it in now. It's the ball out in the tackle to Ramsdale, on to Alexander, to Vincent. Great tackle from Hyam. Then makes the stop again on Mead. Mead didn't like it. The long ball finds Doherty. He looks to slip it inside, but there was no one there to take it. Now O'Loughlin. On to Smith, he finds Vincent, he puts the kick in. Cross settles for it going out of play, and Leigh will have head and ball at the scrum. And Leigh supporters to our left behind the post, quite happy at the moment, singing their heads off, but they like to see their side finish with a bit of a flurry. Murray feeds the scrum, on to Bowker. Donlan gets the ball out in the tackle to Bowker. On to Anderson. Anderson makes the break. Inside to Bowker again. Referee says it was a forward pass. Touch judge didn't give it. Referee's called that one back. Lynx will have their 4th head and ball of the second half. I think he got that one wrong, but he's the man in charge. Alexander. Loughlin throws it back to Alexander. Donlan makes the tackle. Poker in on the stop as well. Here comes the substitute Kaiser. Runs into Whittle. Lynx looking to bring Mike Prescott back into the frame, but in the meantime it's Dave Smith here. Poker gets the better of him. There we go, another cameraman in our way. Doherty gets the ball out in the tackle somehow to Garcia. He's running across field at the moment. Trains the movement up. The Leigh defence gets the better of him. Dave Smith's gone off now to be replaced by Mike Prescott. Loughlin. Well, nobody really wants the ball on the Lynx side in all honesty. So struggle. Spreads it left out. Pick comes in. Donlan picks up the pieces. So can Winfield clear his lines now? Makes the tackle in the end. So Anderson now. Finds Cruikshank. Cruikshank makes the half break. Still going. Got people hanging on to him. Does well to get that one out to Baldwin. Baldwin's hanging. Someone's hanging on to her shirt lap. There's no way through though for Fairclough. I am now inside. Murray runs at them. Great ball. And it bounces kindly for Wingfield. He cuts inside. Hands it on to Bristol. And Anderson's dropped it again. Well, Paul Anderson has not had the best of afternoons. And the chance is lost once more. Head and ball will go the Lynx way, 10 metres from their own line. 10.5 minutes remain. The contest was over inside the opening 10 minutes. Alexander will feed the scrum once more. Leigh penalised for offside at the scrum. Quickly taken. America makes the stop on Jones. Roberts now hands it on to Prescott, who makes a good break. They don't want to be conceding any more points. It's the 6 so far. Ramsdale moves it left over Alexander's head. Picked up by Loughlin. He gets it away somehow in the tackle to Roberts. Iron makes the stop. Loughlin hands it on to substitute Horton. Garcia drives at the Leigh defence. Iron makes the stop. Ramsdale goes left. Well, Loughlin looked to put the kick in, hands it on to Roberts in the end. Great defence there, goalkeeper fashion from Andy Fairclough. Ball on cross now, looks for space. Ramsdale misses him. Cross is going to take them on, but not the best of passes. Lost by Horton. Leigh looking to bring Street back for Causey once more. Inside ball finds Casey. The Leigh defence is solid in the end. All this time it's Alexander having a run at the Leigh defence, but picked off by Baldwin. They've got Mickey Iron down injured, so they've held fire on the Street substitution. Causey making the stop there. Alexander Alexander now. Onto Lachlan. Inside ball finds Jones. Great defence by the Centurions. Donlan takes them on. Will he look to go on his own? Takes the tackle from his opposite number, Roberts. Leigh will get a penalty here. This could well be a sin binning. Street does come on to replace Cause it. Anderson puts the kick out. It's Leigh's first penalty of this second half. So can they finish with more points? Marino. On to Bowker. Bowker strides through the gap. Hat-trick time for Radney Bowker. Leigh's 10th try of the match. Bowker's third try. Leigh's 10th in total. 56 points to 6, the advantage. And we're just under 7 minutes remaining. So far in the second half, Leigh have kept a clean sheet as they did last week at Keighley and the week before at Kingston Rovers. Paul Wingfield now looks for goal number 9. Danny Buckler about to come back as the final substitution, I think, for the home side. Wingfield, 100% so far in the second half, just the one miss 6 minutes before the break. Make that 9 from 10 attempts. Centurions now 52 points to the good. We've got 6.5 minutes of normal time remaining. It's a scoreline at Victory Park of Lynx 6, Centurions 58. Supporters join us in the stand to our left. Well taken by Iron from the kick-off. Street will run it back at them. It's away from one. It's it out to Baldwin in the end. Baldwin shrugs one off as well. Takes a tackle in the end from Kaiser. There's the Street again, onto Whittle. Street does well, gets that out to Iam, on to Murray, on to Donlan. Leigh looking to finish with a flourish now. Donlan struggling, can't escape the attentions of Jones. Iam behind the play of the ball. Cruikshank hands it on to Bowker. Iam takes them on. Leigh 10 metres out. Nice chosen by Hurling Sponsor Evans Electrical and Ford Sponsor well trying go for the ball there. Is number 6 sponsored by Neil Alexander. Neil Alexander's been named the whole man of the match, but could have been any of them this afternoon. Bowker. Well, that's knocked down. It'll be 6 more for the Centurions from the scrum. So Leigh will have head and ball for the 11th time in the match. Just over 4 minutes of normal time remaining. Leigh will scrum it 10 metres from the home line, looking to pass the 60-point mark. So Murray fields the scrum, takes them on. Donlan takes the tackle 10 metres out. Iron behind the play the ball, onto Bristol. Fine ball to Baldwin. Try time Alan Cross. Good hands again from the Centurions. Alan Cross is second of the match. Leigh's 11th in total and they passed the 60-point mark with 3.5 minutes remaining. It's lynx 6, leigh 62. In practice for Wingfield. Finally addresses the kick. 9 from 10 attempts so far. Make that 10 from 11. That was a very well judged kick from this near touchline. Makes the scoreline now lynx 6, Centurions 64. Well, coming up to 2 minutes of normal time remaining. It is to be Ian Millwood's last match. His players have done him proud this afternoon. So man of the match, Alexander. Will he go for a short one? They're all offside. So Anderson takes it cleanly. The referee doesn't penalise them for the offside. So can Leigh get to 70? That's the next target. Wingfield looks to find space in centre field, next 6 or 7 metres. And now to Whittle. Whittle still showing the enthusiasm so late in the game. Vincent finally gets him to the ground. Iron now. Murray finds Street. Street almost finds the gap in centre field. He's still going, gets the ball away to Donlan, out to Murray, onto, oh great ball, it's with Cross again, another hat-trick for the Centurions, Alan Cross, inside the final minute. Cross gets over for his hat-trick, and it's Leigh's 12th try in total, 68 points to 6. Now can Wingfield find another of those fantastic conversions from this near touchline? Just 10 seconds of normal time remaining on my watch. Wingfield is 10 from 11. One or two drunken Leigh supporters making a mess of themselves in the stands now. I think they're about to leave. Wingfield with a conversion attempt again. Just drops under the crossbar, so the scoreline remains lynx 6, Centurions 68. We've had almost a minute of added time. It's now down to the 2 timekeepers. Alexander will replace the ball to waste a bit more time. It looks as though Leigh have kept a clean sheet for the 3rd match in a row in the second half. This time Alexander goes for distance. Street takes it, he'll bring it straight back. Pushes 2 off again. To bring to an end this Northern Folk Premiership match here at Victory Park. Finished in victory for the Centurions by 68 points to 6. 12 tries for the visitors, 3 each for Rodney Bowker and Alan Cross, 2 from Mickey Hyam, 1 each for Paul Wingfield, Paul Anderson, and Andy Fairclough and Stuart Donlan, with Paul Wingfield adding 10 goals. Lynx solitary points came on the half-hour mark with a Paul Roberts try, which he also converted. So on behalf of your cameraman Peter Whelan, show match commentator Derek Disley, saying a final goodbye from Victory Park, and a reminder of this afternoon's scoreline. It finished Lancashire Lynx 6, Leigh Centurions 68. Bin substitution for the Centurions. Baldwin's coming back for Bristol.
Number 11, Simon Baldwin, returns to the bench.
Timekeepers tell us that there is 30 seconds left. Leigh off head and ball at the scrum. Birchall just takes the drive in. Harrison makes the tackle. Cassidy takes it up centre field. And Leigh finished with a flourish. Little drives it in. Was that stolen? No, says the match official. Another chance for the Cougars. They move